The last competency that I want to talk about here is results. Now, results, and this going back to that word cloud, that was something else that we were seeing. Can people actually use it? Is it relevant? And can people actually use what it is that they're being trained on? I took a look at a study that was put out in 2019 called Transfer of Training, a meta-analytic review of influences on post-training transfer. It's an academic study that took a look at dozens of studies over the years in terms of what actually works if we want to have people transfer what they learned in the training environment to out there. And I was really interested by the conclusions of this paper because this paper actually said practice is important, but the way that we practice is actually the most important thing. And how should we practice? Well, the answer was it depends. And it depends on two things, really. The authors of this paper really said was that when it comes to practice, practice can be broken into two categories of training. One category is called closed. This is your technical training. So it could be highly process related, it could be computer training, things like that. And what they found when it comes to practice that leads to transfer out into the real world for closed or technical types of training was that they found that repetitive practice works really well. So let me learn the steps, let me do the steps again, maybe quiz me on the steps, whatever it might be. They found that that works really well because there's really, when it comes to technical types of training, there's really kind of one way that there's a right and wrong way to do things. However, the second category that they broke things down to was what they titled open leadership development, communication, kind of the soft skills stuff that we talk about. And they found that quizzes, when it comes to testing whether or not people know something, they found that quizzes could be discussions that people are having. They found that those have limited impact when it comes to transfer of training. What they found most useful when it comes to whether or not somebody's going to transfer something out into the real world was offering dynamic scenarios where you have to take on unpredictable realities. So it could be something like a role play, it could be something like a branching scenario. Several of these topics we talked about in a webinar that we did a month or two ago. But when it comes to open, unpredictable types of things, we want people to transfer that out into the real world. We're talking about giving people dynamic opportunities to practice. Now, that is as much a design element as it is a delivery element, but it is something that we can actually observe when we're observing training. I always say that good design really helps to lead to better training delivery. So when that goes back to the fidelity to the curriculum, as well as the ownership, as well as the subject matter expertise, puts it all together.